The marathon reveal ended up happening. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to upload my reaction because I deadass spent the entire time trying to get a code. There wasn't a lot of reacting. It was kind of just putting in keywords in like 4 different chats. It was really annoying. I didn't even get the code to begin with, so what was the point? But the marathon has been fully revealed. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about it. I think the community reaction to this game is really bad, like because it's Marathon's fault, but I think just the gaming community in general is just really insufferable. I will never let down the fact that the gaming community said that Marvel Rivals of all games was going to fail and look like a mobile game, and who needs a hero shooter in this environment? There's a lot of things said, and I think there's a lot of things that people do not realize about an extraction shooter, but we'll get to that later. Let's just get right into it. The style, gameplay, everything about this game just looks beautiful. I've seen a lot of people hating about the art style. You can hate about the art style. Everyone has their own opinions, but I think it gets to a point where if you say this is Concord 2.0, I think you're blind. Everyone's like, oh, the colors, it's corporate, and it's like, wow, you almost understand that's on purpose. I think it's kind of hard for people to grasp that this is a sci-fi futurism type of art style. This art style is also so unique in the gaming market in general. I don't know why anyone's complaining about it, but sometimes it's not your cup of tea. The gunplay itself doesn't look too crazy, but then also gunplay is kind of like a feeling. You have to feel the gunplay, and everyone that's played it says that the gunplay feels amazing. I've seen one person said that it felt better than Destiny, which whoa, don't get too ahead of yourself. But everyone says that the gunplay feels great. You know, sniping feels great. The sound design is also really great. The overall flow of the extraction shooter in general is also really well designed with the heroes. Yes, it is a hero shooter, but I also think it's kind of disingenuous to say it's hero shooter because it's not totally a hero shooter. Hero shooters come with certain functions that this game doesn't have, certain balancing. I would say it's more hero shooter as like Titanfall 2 and TF2 is a hero shooter. You know, it's really not. They're just your selectable characters. The maps, we have only gotten a look at one map, which is kind of unfortunate because I'm pretty sure Scaro said that the one map that we've been looking at and also the map that we are going to play in the alpha is kind of his least favorite map. Apparently the other maps are smaller but also much better, and then the secret 4th map, which they haven't shown at all, is apparently going to be on the moon with a spaceship, you know, in the moon. I don't know if it's built in the moon or like crashed through it or something. Some devs have said that's what separates this game from others, which is a whole different topic that we'll talk about later. Apparently there's a lot of variety in the maps that you play with different events, and you know, it's just like a normal extraction shooter. So many things go wrong, and it just has that extraction shooter taste. You know, there's tension, trying to get out with good loot, trying to hide your way around enemies, trying to plan strategy. When you see somebody, what do I do with this? How do I do this? Like, there's so many different aspects of extraction shooters that I think people don't really realize, because I'm gonna be honest, most extraction shooters are fucking dog shit, and this is something that I would deadass make a separate video on to completely. But everyone's like, another extraction shooter? No, there is no extraction shooters. They all suck. They're all horrible. They all fucking suck. You hear extraction shooter and you're like, oh well, this is gonna suck, because they all suck. There's not a single extraction shooter that's a AAA developer, okay? There's definitely a weird stigma around it being an extraction shooter, and that's something that they're gonna have to get around. But honestly, I feel like if you play the game, I feel like people will just enjoy this. Looking at this, I am really excited to get into the alpha. Hopefully I get into the alpha. But from everything that I've seen, the game itself looks great. And like deadass, like everyone that's played it, it's kind of interesting because everyone that's played this game likes the game, says that the game is fun to play, and has great things to say about this game. But it's all the people who haven't played the game that are all of a sudden warriors with 120 hours that know everything about this game. But I think that dynamic is kind of interesting for her. And then you also have the people that are questioning the extraction shooter in general, which I think is its own topic. But I have no doubt that this would be a good game. Like deadass, everyone that has played it, yes, there's some changes. Apparently the attachment system needs to be changed. Sprint system is a little bit frustrating if you max out your heat bar and then you just can't move. But they have taken so much feedback that a lot of things can change before launch. And it seems like not a lot of things do need changing. It's just slight tweaks here. Entire systems have been changed with people that have been play testing it. Like the feedback for this game is really going a long way. I wrote some notes here. I shouldn't even say notes. I wrote an article on things that I think about this game. They do have a fleshed out anti-cheat. They have a whole team for it. They have dedicated servers. So the anti-cheat for this game, especially it being a premium price, I know I'm saying premium price, it's most likely going to be $40, which I'll get to right after this. $40 base price, anti-cheat, dedicated servers, a whole team dedicated to the anti-cheat, and then systems already built into the game to combat cheating. You have a great base for anti-cheat. I did see something that they have no prox chat with this game, which I'm just gonna say this right now is going to be changed. I guarantee I'll put $100 in it, maybe even before the beta, that they'll add prox chat. There is no way in hell that this game launches without prox chat. I feel like the reason why they haven't added it yet is because they're getting all these feedback from streamers and news outlets, and then they want prox chat, and they're thinking in their head, yes, we know you want prox chat because you're a content creator, right? You're gonna get funny clips off of it, but this isn't the environment that we want to have. No, this is the environment environment that you want to have, you will add prox chat eventually. Like, I guarantee they will. Even people who aren't even interested in this game agrees that no prox chat is the stupidest fucking thing that they can do. It needs to be in the game. And I will be extremely, extremely disappointed. And honestly, I think this is a good opportunity for Marathon developers. We have seen from everyone that playtested the game being like, oh my God, every time I played it, it's just gotten better and better. They're taking all the feedback. Okay, as a community, as people that are interested in the game, this is our first chance to see if they will take feedback. So hopefully they do, because if not, that's bad. It's really bad for the game if it doesn't have proxy chat. Non-PvP lifestyle is something that I wrote down here. It seems like that you can really just get around PvP, especially solo. You can just spam void. That character has 3 different ways to go invisible. You just run away, get around it, be sneaky. Apparently there's also armor that makes you invisible while you're looting stuff. So there definitely is like a place where you can just like avoid teams completely if that's something that you want to do, especially if you just want to have a chill day and just have some fun. Pricing, the $40 price I think is what it's going to be at. They said that it's going to be a premium price, but on quote, not even close to $70. If it's not even close to $70, I don't think it's 50, because I think 50 is too close. It has to be 40, or it has to be even less than that. I think less than 40 is being very generous. I don't think it would be 30 or even 35. I think 40 is the perfect sweet spot. It was leaked to be 40 a while ago too, but we've had a few Marathon leaks that are really wrong. $40 is perfect. You know, that would convince a lot more people to buy this game, because there's an extraction shooter stigma. I feel like an extraction shooter can be just as good as a genre compared to a hero shooter or a BR. It's just nobody has done it yet. Nobody. Everyone sucks at doing this shit. But I do have one major concern, and that's keeping a player base, you know, onboarding players, you know, the first 2 to 3 hours, because I've heard from everyone that's played it that the first 2 to 3 hours were pretty rough for the game, that they were not really enjoying it much. But most of those guys had to play it a second day because they were out playtesting it. And once they got to their second day, once they started understanding the game, getting the flow of it, building up a storage and loot stack, they had a great time. And that's really great because they all had great things to say about the game, but it took 2 to 3 hours, right? That's a problem. A lot of people that are going to buy this game are going to go into this game already thinking that it's not made for them. So if they don't get that click, that, oh, I get it now experience really fast, that's a fucking problem. You need them to get that experience as soon as possible so they can kind of understand, oh wait, maybe I do like extraction shooters. It's just the entire market is filled with dog shit. Runner level matchmaking is something that they have. So if you're like a really low level, not only will your matchmaking be like that, but also your missions. So for people that are higher levels, your missions are going to be like on different maps, doing different things. So that's a really good thing, because most likely if you're playing your first game, you're going to be with people that are very scared and they're just going to want to stay away from you. So maybe you'll have the chance to find something that you think is really rare, see another team, get that adrenaline boost, get that scared, extract with that loot, and then bam, you're hooked. But if a new player runs into someone that's really good and they just lost all their shit, why would they come back and play, you know? So I just think that the first 2 to 3 hours really important for this game. It really needs a hook. I feel like the hook is there, and this game can be for so many people. I don't think it's as niche as people say, just because I feel like most of the market is filled with other piece of shit games, and now we have the first AAA game, extraction shooter. Dude, this can be for so many people. Box chat can give so many players to have a great experience with the game. If they run into a veteran player and then they're just like, whoa, 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 I'm new, or I just died off rip, and then maybe they can get a cool gun, or maybe the veteran will guide them through a boss fight and give them something and then extract with them. There's so many possibilities with prox chat. Is that going to happen? For most people that isn't going to happen though, but there's always that chance, and you want as many people as possible to just get that feeling. And also for the media of your game, having prox chat in this game with how many different abilities and events and different things that can happen on a map, it can lead to so many cool clips and good media if this game has prox chat and death chat. This game needs death chat too. Death chat I've only seen in Warzone. Look, I get it, somebody else probably already created it, but death chat is just a perfect addition. I think that would be great. Adding is also a thing. So like if you like lose all your shit and then you're really bare bones, there's sponsor packages which can kind of get you up to, oh, I have like a footing so I could keep going. I have heard some criticism that sponsor packages are just too bare bones, but I just feel like you really need to make sure that players that are like getting into it, just like they don't die, lose all their shit, and then it's just being like, well, why would I go back? I have heard that the progression to like get new shit is really fast. Like you can just get into a game and you immediately have something that you can use. So if players understand that really fast, you know, I'm not talking about me or players that are going to invest into this game. I'm just talking about people that think that this game isn't for them when it really is. You know, they just have to understand it first, because a tutorial isn't enough. A tutorial doesn't give you that honestly, what tutorial for a game has made you be like, oh yeah, this game is great? Most of them haven't. Like 99% of them haven't. And one of my things was maybe create a bot lobby. Maybe your tutorial just leads into a match. Like you complete the tutorial and then it's like, okay, here you go, 25 minutes, just go explore. Then it gives you like a very simple mission in a bot lobby. I think that would be fucking perfect. I think that's really smart. Let them extract with that loot too, you know? And it's like, it's the first match. People are going to be like, why? Don't let them extract with that. That's going to affect the multiplayer game. Shut the fuck up, okay? This is really good for the community. Fourth map is also supposedly going to come really quickly after launch. Scarrow has a theory that this is going to be a community unlocked map. Like something similar to like Season of the Dawn, where we had to go into game, get like an image of something, put it in a spreadsheet that all the streamers have access to, build this giant thing, and maybe we unlock the map. Now that's just a theory. That's probably not going to happen, but this map coming really close to launch, like it's not even a month after launch. Scarrow said like maybe like 2 weeks, maybe. That's a really good thing because number one, apparently this is the best part about the game, is this fourth launch map. It's just crazy. Scarrow said it feels like a raid. Like deadass, it feels like being in a map, but it's just like a raid. There's so many things going on. It is such a mystery. So I think that's also a good opportunity to make players like, you know, give it another shot. You know, you bought the game, maybe you got steamrolled, you don't want to play it. Let me go try this fourth map, and then you'll see the mystery of the game. Maybe you'll finally get that click. You know, my concern is just how fast are people going to get that click? The people that were playtesting this game had to play it another day. Most people will not play it another day. I'm not saying most people, a lot of people will, but people that think that the game is not for them will just get steamrolled, not play again. Sorry. Also, monetization hasn't been talked a lot about this game. First of all, I think the $40 price point is great. I think expecting this to be a free-to-play game is weird, especially since most extractions are not free-to-play. I don't know why you would expect this one to be. I really hope that the monetization for this game is not like paid DLC content. I do not want to pay for another map. I don't think anyone wants to spend $40 on the game and then have to pay for another map. Please, please, please do not do this. And I just hope that the cosmetics, it's all cosmetic, nothing has to do with gameplay. Just purely cosmetic. You can do so many things, especially with this art style being futuristic. Maybe you could have pets on your shoulder. Make as much money as you want. Just do not make it affect the in-game. Do not make it affect gameplay. What does this game offer compared to other extraction shooters is a question that I see a lot, and to be honest, I'm just going to make a completely own video about this, but I'm just going to go over this real quick. I also think the answer goes a little bit further, and it's just what it does offer compared to the entire game industry. But in terms of other extraction shooters, the art style, sound, world, it being a sci-fi game, the gameplay, all of that is unlike any other game we have seen before. Most extraction shooters, if you're going to compare it directly to extraction shooters, are bland, boring, milsim-like, dirty, dark. This game is the exact polar opposite of that, and a lot of people do not like that really dark and gritty aesthetic. This is the exact opposite, which can attract so many more players. Also, just the general world lore and it being in a sci-fi universe can attract so many more players because there's so many more things you can do. Like I said, the fourth map being just a ship in the fucking moon. Does that not sound 100 times more interesting than anything that you've seen in an extraction shooter before? Feedback is also a good thing, and I think this is what will really separate the game from most games. I have never seen anyone talk about feedback for a game like they've talked about with this game. Every single person that's played this game just being like, yes, it has gotten better than the last time I played it. If they could keep this up with a general community and keep up general community feedback, like adding prox chat, like changing the attachments, like changing the heat system, if they can do that, listen to alpha feedback, listen to beta feedback, you can create a trust between your community and developer. And now I ask the question, what live service community trusts their developer? Absolutely no one besides Marvel Rivals, besides maybe Marvel Rivals. But even then, you got a bunch of people in Marvel Rivals that are right now that are complaining, Gooner game. So that's not even perfect. But this game, also with the stylization, they don't want to have a COD effect. They don't want to make cosmetics really. They really want to stick to the art style. So I think that's really good. You know, it's not gonna be like Call of Duty and you're gonna be running around fighting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and unicorns. Also, the live service aspect for this game should be really good. Like there should be a large influx of updates, especially if it has a budget even somewhat similar to Destiny. I mean, Destiny, we get a new activity, guns, loot every 6 weeks, and new story beats every 6 weeks. So if this can even slightly mirror that, bro, you're gonna have so much content. If you're interested into the game and you're getting brand new content, like that's great. Whether you like it or not, in a live service game, people just want more live service. It's kind of funny. Complain about the live service. I hate live service games, but once the live service comes out, I complain that there's not enough live service. Where's all the updates? Bungie with Destiny knows a live service game more than any other developer besides like Fortnite. So I think the updates for this game, especially, they got a fourth map coming really fast. They're gonna have all these cosmetics, you're gonna have seasons, they're gonna have a battle pass. Also with battle pass, as long as the battle pass is purely cosmetic, I think it's fine. I do not like the fact that there's a battle pass in the game. I really don't. I really wish it was free to all people who owned the game. Please, please, please do not have any gameplay elements. No double XP, no 10% XP boost, nothing. So yeah, that's kind of everything that I think, you know. The game itself, I have no doubt that this is going to be a great game. Like I said, everyone who has played this game loves the game, left the studio wanting to play more of it. And before you say, oh, they're paid shills, listen here, dumbass, it's illegal to pay these guys without them disclosing that it's an ad, and none of them have. All of them have said that they haven't been paid, do not have to cover the game, they do not have to give feedback, they don't have to do anything, are all choosing to. They all love to play this game. I've watched Skill Up, Scarrow, Luke Steffens, Aztecross, Datto, and they all like the game. There's just some questions about it, you know, will this game succeed? And I do think this game will succeed. I just feel like the genre is not niche. The genre just fucking sucks because everyone in the genre cannot provide a good game. This is a genre that has not been perfected yet, and I feel like this is an opportunity to do that. I do not think an extraction shooter is that niche. I think it's just as niche as any other game. I think it's as niche as a BR. It's just there hasn't been someone to do it correctly. All the games suck. All the games are not AAA. All the games don't have feedback in a community like this and have so many problems. Also, another thing that I saw Lupo talk about it is like the long-term burn for this game. It will have wipes, which I'm really happy about. I heard that there's a lot of events that can go on. So in my opinion, if you have all these dynamic things that can go on in a map, whether 20 different events that can each go on at their own time, creating their own unique experience, doing their own thing on the map, putting something else here, getting a certain loot here, a high value target here, if you can make all this variety happen in every single map, and then also having to go to every single map and having reasons to want to play on all 4 of them, and all 4 of them have dynamic weather, every single thing has a different situation that you can be in most of the time, I think that's going to carry this game long term, because I don't think it's as complex as something like Tarkov, and that's what really carries that game. You know, people would rather wipe their ass with Tarkov, but Tarkov offers so much replayability. There's just a billion different things that you can do, and it's so intricate and so complex. This isn't like that. So what will keep players playing past like 500 hours or so? I feel like that really comes down to, one, you need prox chat, and you just have to have like a good unique experience every single time. PvE aspect being very difficult is also adds on to that, because that means it's not just a pushover. I feel like if the PvE aspect was really boring, then people wouldn't care, because that can also create great situations where you're trying to do something that's PvE, trying to defeat a boss, and then someone comes and just fucks you up, you know? Or maybe you're trying to do PvE and then a certain event spawns, and then you're like, wait a minute, I would rather do that right now, let me go do this, but then this happens, and then there's a weather event, and there's this, you know, hundreds of different things that can happen. I think that's really going to be the backbone of this game long term. As the game goes on, every single map is just random bullshit in terms of events, high value targets, PvE. You get what I'm saying. So I feel like that's the long term aspect of this game. Wipes, replayability, everything being random, and of course the onboarding of players. You know, Destiny 2 is notorious for having a really shitty way to onboard players. It's dead ass embarrassing trying to get any friend onto Destiny, because they get onto Destiny and then they think it's like a different game, and it's like, no bro, this is a looter shooter. We just loot and shoot, that's it. Well, let's just spend some time in Earth and explore. And like, I get that as a new player, but it's just like, dude, we're doing fuck all right now. Makes it so people can understand that this is a AAA experience that hasn't existed on the market before and will push the genre forward and is for them and isn't as niche. That's my wish for this game, and I really think it will be. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hopefully I get into the alpha, because if I don't, I'm gonna be pretty sad. And yeah, that's kind of it for me. Hopefully I don't cry. And also, if you think this is a Concord 2.0, you are so dumb. Seriously, shut your mouth.